All right, so welcome to Unsigned 518. I am here with Lucas Garrett. Lucas, how's it going, man?
Going pretty well, Andy. How are you?
Not too bad. It's and we've been in contact or crossed paths, I guess, so to speak, so many times, and it's taken a while to like schedule this. And it was funny because the last guest that I had on earlier today, we
Mm-hmm.
had tried, I think, six different. I was like, "Can you do this? No, can you do-" So I'm glad it finally worked out. And
Yeah.
we've certainly got a lot to talk about. Not only with your music, but your journalism. I mean,
Well, thank you.
certainly in the local area, there's very few um, journalists that put as much of a focus on local music and do as sharp as a job as you do. So I want to
Well,
thank
thank you very
you for
much.
that because you had thanked me before we got rolling, and I was like, I'm not even gonna say thank you to Lucas until we're rolling, so it can go on record. But yeah, so
I
thank you
appreciate
for
that.
for everything that you do to bring attention to the local scene as well. So it's
I try, man. I try.
you do a hell of a job. But I guess right now, what I want to do to start the conversation is to talk about
Mm-hmm.
your music. How you got started. How it's developed. I guess leading up to now, but kind of tell the story how you want to tell it. Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things that got me started. Most of them are cliche. Some of them were not. But when we used to have a record player in my family room growing up, and we still have one, but my dad doesn't play as many records as he does, or as he did, rather, back then. But I remember one day, I was in my room, and I heard it noise, and I had no idea what the heck it was I was hearing. It turned out to be the Beatles' White Album, and it, I was hooked ever since. From there I started. I got a acoustic guitar. That was, one of those guitars that was guaranteed not to crack kind of thing. Um, it was a real piece of shit, but you know, it served me well. And then from there, um, I've had so many. Anything that I have had that was in music, I owe to hundreds of people. Um, but from there, I got hooked up with a guitar guy, a guitar teacher out of Fort Edward. Um, I believe it's Fort Edward. I'm terrible. Fort Edward, Fort Ann,
Right.
Argyle.
There's a lot of forts around here.
Uh, but I'm probably going to kick myself in the ass later for getting it wrong, but I think it was Fort Edward. And anyway, the guy's name is Mike Flores, and he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Anyway, so I took lessons with him for about 3 years, and that was from 12 to 15. Uh, and from there, I just started, I had the I had the foundations, and I just started learning from there. And I would play along to CCR and the Beatles, and Eric Clapton and all those guys. Um, and then I never liked the way that I sang growing up at all. I hated it. So I had someone singing with me until I was about 18. High school shit, random battle in the band, stuff that I would never do now. My God. Uh, but then someone, when I was 18, said, dude, you can sing. Why aren't you doing it on your own? You know? And I said, well, why am I not doing it on my own? And I went to some random open mic. Uh, I even remember the date. It was February 21st, 2012. Uh, I did my first thing by myself. And from there, it's just me doing my thing.
And so when did you, like starting like, as most people do, like on acoustic guitar? I mean, because I did like the
Mhm,
same thing, acoustic guitar, learning other
mhm,
people's songs. It's a great
mhm,
way to like sink your teeth in. But I guess at what point,
mhm.
because you said other people were singing, were you writing music then? Or basically, at what point did you start the writing songs of your own?
So in 2012, I started doing my own, I started singing on my own. And then from there, I was doing random coffee houses or, free shows, which no thank you anymore. But there were so many people. There was this, um, you know, God, I've seen probably hundreds of shows by now. But about 5 years into it, and after meeting the people in coffee houses and all that thing, um, I went to school with. Or no, I didn't go to school, but we were all in the same general area, and the people in Candy Ambulance. And doing one of my things, I'm starting like a million sentences right now, and I'm gonna finish one of them, I promise. But when I was first starting out and doing the call me out thing, someone heard me and said, Lucas, you can do a local fest. And Glens Falls. It was a thing in the area and at the spirit factory that they have there. And I did it, and my friend uh, Jesse Bulldog,
Oh, right.
okay,
Bass for
yeah,
Candy Ambulance, yeah.
yeah. At the time, there was no Candy Ambulance. I mean, I was around. I was around way before Candy Ambulance was
So where
even
did
a
you grow
thing.
up? Because didn't
I
they?
grew up in Glens Falls,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh, no kidding.
Jesse went to Queensbury, I believe. Um, but we were friends in the area from Battle of the Bands, like I said, or whatever. One of those random things that kids of that age knew. And we hooked up we found each other at local fest, and we hooked up for a song. Much to my dismay now, I believe it was a wagon wheel that we ended up doing. I can't tell you how many times that song. Never again, Andy, by the
Nice.
way.
That's a good
Um,
declaration.
unless someone pays me $1 million
Right.
or something. But, we hooked up for that and we stayed in contact. And at the time, Jesse was doing, believe it or not, all this folk music, Now, and then, so fast forward about a year, and I see him and John, who I also knew. Uh, John came to yellow for those that are listening and want to know every ounce of detail here. Um, and they started making music on Facebook with this girl named Caitlin. I'm like, what? What's that? And I listened to it, and that made me say, what the hell is it? Because it was nothing like I had heard. And so mind you, we were all doing our thing. We were all, Jesse was in Carrie of Tradition. I don't know if you know that band or not. That's a while ago.
No, I'm not
Um,
familiar.
but, we were all doing our thing. And then all of a sudden, Candy Ambulance came on board as a thing that was really taking off in the area. And and then Glen Falls theme, Candy Ambulance, many people might have a different, I don't agree with that assessment or whatever, but I really think that they were at the core of the DIY scene. So they came up, and then bands, William Hale came up and went on. This musician, Asa Morris, who you've
Sure.
also talked with on Unsigned. one thing led to another, and the details are a bit blurry, but we all started doing these shows together in the area. It's not, it's maybe some random benefit, or, Putnam dead when it was dead, not the place.
Right.
Don't get me started on that, by the way.
We that conversation actually came up just last night with a couple people. Go on.
I really miss Putnam then.
Me too.
And I think that's not diplomatic, and I can say that. But, we were doing all these shows, and Jesse at the time, he lived in Queensbury back then, and he was like, why don't you record your song at my house? And meanwhile, I was doing, the 9 to 1, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. gig, Andy.
Jeez.
Banging out and cover after cover. But, I said, well, I don't have any fun. And he said, well, why don't you try writing them? And at the same time, weirdly enough, I started like trying to write something. And I've always been one of those weird artists that like makes their album as they go. I've never been like, I have 30 songs. Let me pick 8 of them that I like. It's like, no, fuck that. I'm just gonna write it as I record it, right? So, 5 years into doing what I was doing, I made my first EP. And the name of that is Evenings Come, but It's Not Dark. So that was 2017, and I have a lot of friends on that album. I've never had a particularly long-lasting band.
Right.
It's always been whoever I surround myself with, and so that had people like Rick Bolton from Saratoga, who also has an impressive history in his own right. He's an amazing guy. And Jesse made the album, recorded it, mastered it. But, this is the thing that I'm talking about, Andy. We were all figuring out not only ourselves, but what we wanted to do in the industry.
Right.
And at the time, Jesse had not really made an album. I was like one of the No, I wasn't the first, but I was like one of the first that he recorded and mixed and mastered. We were all like, does that sound good? No, that sounds like shit. Like, well, okay, so how do we make it better? It was a time in my life that even though I have more quote unquote success in now, and we can get into what the fuck that even means, right? Later, if you want. But that was a time in my life that I will always love, and I will always remember fondly.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, I didn't realize that you were that in bed. I knew you had done some stuff with Caitlin, but I didn't realize that you went that far back with like Candy Ambulance. Because I mean, I don't know. I've made it pretty clear. I don't know if you were aware, but they're like my fucking favorite. Like, I mean, yeah. Like, I love that band. Like, I didn't realize that you went that far back with them. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I've known Jesse. I'm almost 31 now. I've known him for almost 17 years.
Oh wow, no shit. And his bass playing, man. Like, as someone who like, plays bass or whatever, like his bass lines are so fucking tight, like so good. Love that shit.
They're very well written, and another thing is I've gotten to see Jesse grow up. I've got to see his playing evolve as mine passed. I mean, when we were 14, we fucking sucked.
Right.
We sucked. I mean, you had, and I thought I was like pretty good, and now I went back and I'm like, man, I fucking sucked.
Right, and I wonder if that ever ends. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, looking back, because you always as a musician, as you evolve, you always look back at your earlier stuff and be like, I can do better. I wonder if that ever ends if you just get to a point where you're like, no, I'm good.
I hope it doesn't.
Right, that's a good attitude. I hope it doesn't. Yeah. So, do we want to throw on a song? And I mean, it can be from anywhere in your catalog. It certainly doesn't have to be chronological or whatever. But what do we want to play first?
Let's let's start out with the last one that I put out, Going Home. It came out on New Year's Day this year.
Cool. So let's listen to Going Home, Lucas Garret, and then we'll be right back. So that was Going Home, Lucas Garret. So Lucas, we were talking a little bit about, you started writing your own music and putting stuff down and recording and releasing. And I guess, what do you have coming up in the near future?
Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. I was very fortunate to have a semi-busy summer. And we're just getting started. As I said, I play with a lot of different people. Um, right now, yesterday, I don't know when this is airing, but yesterday, I just got done with the show at Unified. Beer Works down in Malta. And, I'm playing with my brother Max now on bass. And, Max is an amazing guy, amazing brother. Um, he's older than I am. I'm the baby of the family. But he had a master's in performing music. And he's a teacher up in Johnsburg. Um, I'm very happy to be doing music with him. Julia also up, signed on and started doing shows. And, we're doing our thing. We're going to be doing some shows in North Creek in June. In August, I am doing a summer concert series in Johnstown on the 25th of July. Me and Max are opening or Marty Wendell. So, and there's a lot of other things. I've been doing a lot of shows with Cindy Worthley. We got one that's single cut on July 12th. So, and there's more. Anyone that wants to learn more can just go to my website, lucasgarretmusic.com. I tried to get lucasgarret.com, but there's a pesky lawyer in Arizona that already has that.
And I'll put the link to your site on the show notes too to make it easier to find. But yeah,
Awesome.
fucking Lucas Garret, the lawyer.
Fucking Lucas Garret.
Why does he get the site?
He
should be lucasgarretlawyer.com, and
Yes, he should be.
Yeah.
It would be a lot more convenient.
It would be.
What the fuck? No, but funnily enough, there was a Luke Garrett, not Lucas Garret. The reason why I know my Lucas now is there was a Catholic singer, Luke Garrett, and I would get emails all the time asking me to come sing for them in a church. I'm like, no.
You should have just agreed and set it up,
I don't think they would get what they're expecting.
Oh, I meant and just not show up. Just be like, oh yeah, I'll be there. It'll be great. Make sure everything's ready for me.
Yeah, maybe we should play one of Luke Garrett's songs on this podcast.
Right. Really fuck with everybody.
Yeah. Oh wow, he's very into Jesus. Not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way.
Yeah, do your own thing. Yeah.
But no, so we're doing shows. We're all over the area. Given my being in a wheelchair and all that boring shit, I can't really tour. I would need a home base
right
to come home to. I blame it on my chair and my bed, but really, I just like sleeping in my own fucking bed, man.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy to be playing around the area and incorporating with so many friends that I met along the way, both in journalism and in music. This is a great ride, man. You got people like Erie and the Trigger Homes and everyone at the Drive High. Those guys are awesome.
Yep.
And bands like the Shortwave, like yourself, and there's so much fucking music.
Yeah.
And it's just great to be a part of it all. Just happy to be out there playing shows and writing music. And like I said, it's a rotating cast of people that I have with me. But we all have that goal of making it the best we can. And so whether or not I'm doing a show with my brother Max or Julia or everyone all together or with this girl named Colette that I've been doing shows with, um, it's just a wild ride. You get people like Sam Zucchini. I don't know if you know him.
I do know him. Yeah, great dude.
When I met him 13 years ago now, Jesus Christ, what's happening to me?
Right.
I never thought that we'd make music together. I was always like, the Zucchini Brothers, I love them. And now I'm like making music with him sometimes. And it's just an awesome area. And much as there are detriments to the area that we don't need to go into.
Sure.
I wish people knew how to play in the sandbox better with one another. But a lot of times they do, and that's what I'm doing, Andy, is I'm just surrounding myself with people that love music, love making music, love the art, and love the respect for the art, because whether or not, whoever I'm playing with, we have a high amount of respect for one another, and it's just wonderful. And a lot of times it's not wonderful, but
right.
the moments that it is wonderful, it makes it worth it.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Jimmy opening for Marty Wendell, he was like, I've been doing this for 60 years. Here I am complaining about doing this for 13 years, and that guy has been fucking doing this for 60.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. You got so many things out there in this area that it just makes it fun,
Yeah, for sure. Like I agree with everything, and like that's why I love being in this community and don't necessarily, and I know you were talking about other limitations about touring, but like I don't want to tour either, and it's because of the community that's here. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have friends, like people that understand me here. Like I know people, I see friendly faces, I know people at venues. Like it's just like here is such a community, and that's to me personally what makes me feel so great about the whole fucking scene is it's the people. And like, and I don't necessarily have any as a musician, I don't have any aspirations to do much outside of this immediate area. I love
Right.
what we're doing, Like I love it.
Yeah. So randomly, this is how my brain works. But I'm looking at your hat. I'm looking at the microphone. What is up with the color orange?
The color orange, actually, it started because I like the color black. Like if you see, other than the pops of orange, I mean, I'm literally head to toe in black. And when the band was like kind of getting going, and Abby, our trumpet player, she's been my friend for 12 or 13 years, and I was saying something about how we're energetic and fun, and like we want people to like, and she was like, but you wear all black. And was like kind of like that's not fun. Those aren't fun colors. You got to add some color to your wardrobe. And I already had orange bass strings like that, just like because I like the color orange, so I just leaned into the color orange. And then when the podcast started, I made that little logo with the glasses and the hat, like kind of like the Breaking Bad. It was like a play off the Breaking Bad thing or whatever. And then it fucking snow. I'll be honest with you, Lucas, it snowballed out of control.
No, you can't get a handle on it. No, wait. You're like, fuck, now I'm going to do orange forever.
Yes, that's literally it. And like, yeah, it snowballed out of control. It's a...
So, Won't people think if you start wearing green,
Right. I can't. Like I can't. It'll fuck everything up. Like
you're too far in.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
just fucked.
I am definitely too far in. There's nothing I can do now, man. But I mean, I still like the color. It's still
Mhm.
like
Well,
other
that's
than
good.
black, like because I like Halloween stuff. Like you
Mhm.
can't really see it, but way behind me is a bunch of Halloween, like the movie Halloween, like with Michael Myers, like the original one. Like
Yeah,
that's like my jam. That and like Friday the 13th and
I love the theme music for Halloween.
yeah, yeah, me too. And I actually a buddy of mine got me the Friday the 13th vinyl of the original soundtrack from Harry Manfredini. And again, I
Mm.
love that's one of the reasons I think where I loved Friday the 13th is because it's the music. Like without the music, it's literally just shots of the fucking woods. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you need like
Yeah.
it's great music. So
That is another thing I'm working on. I forgot to say is I'm starting to work very slowly, very deliberately, but I am getting myself involved in the filmmaking aspects
really,
and writing music here and there
like
and
scores.
fixing. Yeah, I'm working on that. Um, I'm writing symphonies for a college right now that they're going to be using in their orchestra curriculum. Um, so I'm just keeping my hands busy, man.
Cool. Before we go, should we play another song?
Yeah,
Uh, which
yeah.
one? Which one is this one?
That's a good question, Andy. That is perhaps the hardest
Well,
question you've asked.
thank you.
Um, let's do a track off of my last album. Let's do the last song, Down We Fall. And this was the concluding track on my last album that came out in 23 called Reaching Through Dreams.
All right, sweet. Well, let's listen to "Down We Fall," Lucas Garrett, and then we'll be right back to wrap it up.
Moments come and go in a flash. Memories are fading too fast. Look at the house we made, the life I tried to make. Last night you caught me still in the dark. You made the plans we had. As I lay in bed, I remember what we said. Down, down, down we fall. The moment your eyes would experiment on tonight. We kept obscured the clock, but the moment your eyes would experiment on tonight. The ink had dried me Like you did with our memories. I'll wake up with you by my bed, remembering what we said. Down, 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 we fall. The moon in your eyes was beautiful tonight. We can't outrun the clock, but the moon in your eyes was beautiful tonight. Waking up with you by my bed, I laugh as you lay your head on my shoulder of stone that somehow turned into clouds.
So that was Down We Fall, Lucas Garrett. And Lucas, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on and talk with me. It was really cool to get to talk to you. And before we go, I just want to give you a chance to say what I refer to as your gratitude. So the microphone is all yours.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you for having me on. I've known of you in the area for a while, from my friend Mikey. I'm really happy that we got to do it today. I have a small idea of how busy you are, so I want to thank you for fitting time in for a little on me. You mentioned gratitude, and yes, I'm all about gratitude. First and foremost, no matter what I'm doing, I owe the majority of it to my parents, Mary and Rick Garrett. They've helped me out with so much and continue to help me out. And forget to mention them would be not good on my part, because I am so thankful for them. But there's so many bands in the area, and if I leave anyone out, or if anyone feels slighted, I don't mean to. The fact that I have so many to thank that I might miss someone in my eyes is pretty awesome. But in no particular order or significance, I'd like to thank the Sugar Homes. I'd like to thank the people that drive live, especially Mikey, who continues to let me bother him whenever I want about
Same.
random things. The band Erie and TJ Auster, that guy's awesome. No matter what he's going through, he always has time to listen to my crazy rants. And I hope he knows that the same goes for him. he had one of the best bands in the area, but that doesn't mean that I don't like all the other bands out there. I don't want anyone thinking that. Alec Lewis, also a guy five. I've been working with him in a great sounds man. And anyone looking to get the sound in their gigs, you can't go wrong with Alec. Um, and my friends that have been in my band along the way, I went like Handy Ambulance, Jesse, John, and Caitlin, were encouraging me to get off my app and release my first album. I think it was about 8 years ago now. Um, Everyone that I've ever shared a stage with that wasn't a complete asshole, I want to thank as well. Because we all know that there are assholes out there. Um, so many people to thank. I want to thank Sam Zucchini for being a righteous student. Anyone that ever wanted to play guitar or any instrument, I want to thank them as well. And the world needs more music out there. And I can go on and on and on and on. And as far as my colleagues at the Gazette, I want to thank Kirsten for being awesome. Anyone that doesn't know Kirsten's work, look her up without being lazy. She covers the area really well. I want to congratulate her on her Emmy award and everyone that won an award that night. Whether or not people are upset with some that won or some that didn't win, everyone that won and everyone that was nominated deserved to win. And be kind to each other. You know, this year started out a little rough. A lot rough. It was very rough. People can be very mean, and there's no need for that. In 100 years, everyone's gonna be dead anyway, and none of it will matter. Do you really want to spend that time being mean to someone? I don't think so. I don't think that gets anything done. So just look out for one another. Be kind to one another, and think about one last thing I'll say, especially for musicians, and I'm not going to name any names here, but certain people put the time in to practicing that they need to be negative and insulting people, certain people out there. But there'd be even more amazing music, even more amazing music than there already is. So, one another, be good to one another, and keep the music going, keep the art going, keep what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anyone, keep doing that, and thank you again, Andy, for having me on, man.
Awesome. All right, so that is Lucas Garret. I'm Andy Scullin. This is Unsigned518. I'll see you on the road. Unsigned518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you would like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening, or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.